You are such a meanie bobini. We can't have babies right now, okay? So we're supposed to be getting a hurricane. Aaron. Trash dump. Welcome to the vlog. Going to go get animal feed. Hi guys. This thing is hold on. I'm trying to tilt it. It ain't gonna work. Oh, good enough. Good enough. Hi guys. So I'm at work. I should have been down here working. Why is it so zoomed in? I think I hit the button. You're invited to test out our... Hello everybody. Welcome to Monday. Mondays are my work days. So I work all day. But this morning, so last night, I took a piece of a Zyrtec. I say piece, it wasn't a half of one, it was like I'm laughing. Okay. So we were, it's him, hold on. Hello.
So I'm cracking up.
Why?
Because I needed some help putting them up.
Yeah.
And no.
Okay guys, sorry, so many interruptions going on. It is now 1:44. I think at one point in time I told you it was 1:30 something, and that was before I had to go anyway. Last night we had dinner and Evan was here. Belle's mom was making tacos, and it's just cute. And so she was like, you have to stay and eat my taco, told Belle. And so Belle was like, okay. And then Evan's like, well, not to be rude, but I'm going to go home and eat my mama's roast. So it's like they both like preferred their own mama's cooking, which is really cute. I'm not offended. Nope. Because if I had the choice between somebody else's cooking, my mama's cooking, I would go home to my mama's cooking. But we just had Papa and Uncle Brian left, and then it was just Evan, Dad, me, Journey and Sterling, you know, and we were just, you know, discussing stuff. And it's fun to have those moments of like just being together, enjoying each other's company and talking about things. But you know, there's some other problems on the table that we were discussing. And it's just so good to get everybody, you know, everybody together in their take on it, I guess you would say, without giving too much into it because it's private. You know, that was just, I just wanted to talk about the experience. So I personally have record of it, and a lot of time, I think, so the past week and a half, I have kind of gone through just this shift, and I feel like I was already like shifting, and I told my husband, I kid you not, that I feel like when the earthquake happened, I felt it. Like I felt like it was almost like done. Like that was the final. And that might sound weird and strange, and I'm not trying to be like, woo, 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 universe. You know, no. But I do feel like God was moving in my life. And it wasn't, it's not like anything major is happening or anything. Like I needed, you know, to rearrange stuff or move stuff in my life, but I felt like it was just moving. And then it was like And also, I will also say this, I got my monthly. So a lot of this might be coming from emotions and hormones and, you know, but I do feel like I was in this, like, I feel like I got to questioning a lot of things that are in my life. Like questioning, like, why do I do YouTube? When, you know, there's just a lot of negativity around. You wouldn't think, but there is. And, you know, you put yourself out there and there's just so many people out there that are just willing to attack and try to bring you down. And I personally do not let any of that affect me or bother me, or even, you know, I will say this at times, that if I do get something, a negative comment, and it involves, okay, like when somebody called me chubby, that I was getting chubby, and you know, I talked about it because that one just struck me as I won't say funny, but my sense of humor, it was funny. We take sarcasm and make it funny in our family, if that makes sense. So for them to call me chubby, you know, we would always say something, and it would be a joke about, oh, that's just because I'm chubby, or, you know, and real, you know, and I know I'm the same as I've always been. Maybe I just look, I'm older, I'm getting older, I can see myself getting older, I see it in videos, you know, I look older, I'm 50, I'm gonna be 52, I'm old, you know, I'm no spring chicken, I'm an old grandma, that's what I am, and I wear that title very proudly. Well, I don't know about the old part, but the grandma, you know, but, you know, I think the whole, like, I think because I had gotten just a plethora of them in a short period of time, that even Auntie was like, you're under some kind of demon attack. I was like, I think you're right, because I feel like negative words and words, you know, they cause people harm. You know, people have been known to, you know, do away with themselves because of mean people and negative words that hurt them. And, you know, that's just, and I think about, okay, so there is, my husband told me about this story. I'm not a news person. I do not keep up with the news. I don't watch any news programs. And if it is involving some type of news on TikTok, then I will see it over and over and over and over again. And I do not take any of them, I won't say serious, but I will not take any of them, like, because news is a business. Let's just put it, news is a business. It is a business for them to make money. So the juicier you can make a story, the more money they will get. Because there's going to be more people watching the juicy stuff. Nobody wants the boring news. They want the juicy news. And so it brings me back to Little House on the Prairie, you guys, when Harriet got a column in the news and she was supposed to tell Harriet's happenings. And so she would twist stories to make them more juicy, and everyone got mad because it was so far from the truth, but she was doing it to make it interesting and to make it juicy. So I think, you know, it depends on where you get your news source. There's so many different news sources that are biased to whatever they believe or whatever they want for you to believe. So I do not watch news, period. I feel like anything, just like the story that my husband told me about, it's a story, and it's just out there, and it doesn't affect me, and it doesn't affect my life, and It's just something that that will be in my mind. Does that make sense? Something that it doesn't pertain to my life. I can't change the situation. I can only dwell on it. And so I don't need any of that. But, you know, if it's something that went on and, okay, so if it's something that pertains to like the hurricane or, you know, the weather, you know, I do stay up with that. I do watch there's a hurricane coming because you want to be prepared. So I won't say that I just don't watch news, period. But I try not to watch news because it doesn't need to live in my mind. I don't have a spot for that. But I will say this, and this don't need to live in your mind either. So maybe I shouldn't, but I will. Because it goes back to what I was saying, is that there was some teens, I don't remember how many, I think there was 5, maybe there's 9 now, but there were some teens and they lured this teen to get into a fight with this guy, and he is now gone. But there was other teens involved and they filmed it and everything, and so now they are all being charged. So what made these teens hate this teen so much? What was it? And this teen's girlfriend was involved to lure him there. I mean, you just ruined everybody's life. Everybody involved. They have to live with this forever. You have to live with this forever. This one is no longer here. You only get one life. You don't get another. You don't get another chance. You only get one. And, you know, I always say, you know, this is my first time. This is my first time living. This is my first time. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, this is my first time. I don't, you know, I don't watch the news. You know, is that the right thing or is it the wrong thing? It might be the wrong thing to do, but it makes me in my life feel better. It makes me, I don't need that put on me. So anyway, and then, I posted something about how our words have so much power in them. And you guys, and I was talking about how, you know, things happen in your life and they're little puzzle pieces and they get put together, and then you might step back and look and you'll be like, oh, this is what all of this means. This is what all these little things that have happened, they fit together like a puzzle and they come together and it's a, you know, a big picture. Well, we went to church. And like I said, I felt like things were moving in my life, and when the earthquake happened, it might not have been, but it just, I felt something after the earthquake. And so I took my shower, and I took my shower because I'm like, it was almost like, there, it's done, let me go clean myself. And I was also thinking, if there's more tremors, I don't want to be in the shower when it happened. So I want to hurry up, take a shower. But when we went to church, a speaker was there. A speaker had come. The preacher actually forgot that this guy was coming until they showed up. And so he was like, oh, so. And we didn't go out into children's church. We stayed there and we listened to the speaker. And they were missionaries. But, you know, he was talking in one of his, in his sermon or whatever, he was talking about how words have such a power. There's such a power in words, and how your words can actually change someone's life. Now, he was referring to sharing the word of Jesus, obviously talking to people about Jesus, and how you can share the word of Jesus with people who don't know Jesus or don't, you know, and it can change their life. But it really hit home that, you know, everything that has gone on in my life, I do this because, you know, everything was shifting, how it was just like, oh, like, coincidence, or, you know, anyway, yeah, so where was it? I don't even know how I got off on this, you guys. See, that's just the way it goes. Pam's off on a tangent. Yeah, so last night, you know, we all talked, and then I took my pill, and so I slept in, and here we are. I slept in, and then I went and got animal feed, fed all the animals, and here we are, and Journey ate lunch, and here we are. But, you know, I wanted to just say, you know, it was just really good. Oh, I shared this thing. This is me and my husband were talking about too. I shared this thing. And it was on Facebook, and nobody even commented. Maybe they didn't watch it. Maybe they're just in. But it was something that, you know, hit home with me. And it was, I don't know if I'd get copyrighted or not, but I probably won't play it. I'll just show you. It was just a reel from the Waltons, and it was from season 4, episode 13, and it's where Mary Ellen is there. Let's see if it.
What are you looking at, Big Eyes? Well, I was just thinking, you know, after you go to nursing school, you're gonna probably get married or something. Well, then I'll have a room all to myself.
And then one day, I suppose you'll be going away too.
Guess so.
You know, when I was up at the Basham's, it was as if I'd already left home. It was kind of scary. When I think about the house, and the way the sun hits the windows in the morning, and the sound of Mom and Daddy's voices when they first get up, the way we all say goodnight, how good it feels to all sit around the table together. When I go away to nursing school, I'm going to remember all those things.
Anyway, I was telling my husband how I posted that and how they said that, and we got into the discussion about how, you know, he was remembering the last night he spent at home when it was, you know, his mom and dad and his brother and him. You know, they were that family unit, and that last, you know, last time things were in that normal state, you know, that because that had been their life for so long, and that was what was normal.
Pam,
Alexa, stop. Anyway, and so we were just talking about how, you know, one day, the last day when it'll be me, him, and the girls here, there was a last day when it was us and Nathan and Evan here. You know, I remember when Nathan moved out and coming home and just that. Okay, guys, more interruptions. More interruptions. I put on chicken so but I'm gonna get to work. But anyway, I was just talking and reflecting about how, you know, how when Nathan left and Evan left, and, you know, the last time. And after talking with Evan, you know, it's kind of funny that this is just our life. This is the life we choose, I guess. And, you know, I chose to have a Sunday dinner for us, you know. And I think one of the main reasons I chose it is because we used to always go to Grandma and Papa's after church. And that was, they would have roast, or they would have, you know, Grandma would make a big dinner, and we would eat dinner after church, and then we'd come home and be sleepy, and and then I think it's like then after she passed, well, when she got sick, Papa still kind of carried on the tradition and still did cook some stuff, but now, you know, it's he will occasionally do it, but now it's like, we'll just have pizza, or it's easier for us to go out after Sunday and eat lunch together. I don't know, is it a southern thing? Maybe it's a southern thing, I have no idea. But I wanted to do a Sunday dinner. I wanted all of us to get together it's open to, you know, Nathan, Cora, Evan, Belle, whatever. I'm going to make dinner, and time for us to all get together, time for us to regroup as a family, time for, I call it my Sunday reset, because I do a lot more cleaning, mopping the floor and cleaning everything off and making sure everything looks good in the living room, you know. And so it's just like a Sunday reset. And I think in my channel, I want to share that with you guys. I think my channel is about, I want to share comfort. I want to share the feeling of being home. I want to share, maybe, you know, some of the viewers might not have that. They might not have a family. Their family might be gone, you know. They might be the only one left. Who knows what the situation would be. And I hope that in my videos they can feel a sense of family, a sense of togetherness. Please dry it off. Dry it off with a towel before you crack them.
Dad doesn't. By the way, Dad does it wrong. He just pours the thing in. We don't know how to make eggs. But he probably has.
Well, maybe you can teach him. He's got the zoomies.
Oh. Yeah, perfect.
I think he's dancing now.
Is my dad home yet?
No. I'm not going shopping.
Why not?
I'm probably wait till tomorrow. Because of
Gotta wait till it goes.
Do you need salt and pepper? Grab it with this hand and hold the spatula with that hand. Under the pan is hot too. You got it, girl.
bet SpongeBob hasn't done this yet.
Give it a flip. Let me get your plate.
I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready.
Careful. Yeah, it's going to start burning here.
Let me do that.
Chug them out. Welcome to the vlog, guys. It's Tuesday. There's a hurt. Oh, part of my camera just fell. It's a little flap that goes over the little end. But we need to cut our grass. Don't judge. We've been busy. Peaches and everything. My husband's cuts grass. I don't. So I ended up moving the one that Evan got me. It was dying where it was, and so I moved it up here. As you can see, it's got a lot of, but then these are the old ones that I don't know what that's all about. That one fell off pretty easy though. But the new blooms, the new flowers, I think next year it'll probably do good here. So, but I did plant more zinnias. These ones look like somebody has eaten them. My chicks, I had so many hen and chicks. I transplanted that there. It was out in the thing, and it had an ant colony that moved in, and so I have no idea, but they pretty much destroyed it. So that's all we got left. I'm hoping it will take off, and maybe if not, we'll get some more. But I did plant some more zinnias in there and over there, but there's a lot of bugs. They're at Aberdeen, chomping on them. So I think that's the problem I have, is that, as you can see, what's the doing? Is that even though they grow something, oh, look at right there, who did that? Aberdeen, who did that? And I had this covered with a net, so I just recently uncovered it, and I said we're not going to let the chickens or ducks out. Think it's going to pet you? And I ended up putting this and that because the chickens kept lifting it up. And so anyway, yeah. Oh, I think I need to put more soil over there. I got a little bit. Maybe, not sure if they have any for shale or if it's done with. I almost walked through a spider web. We're not going to do that. And then over here, guys, we had zinnias growing. And then I planted these guys over here. These guys just got planted. No, not those guys. Those guys. I planted others, but yeah. You are such a meanie bobini. Are you mean? Huh? Well, listen, you can't have babies. I told you. It's not the time of year. Hey, okay? Listen, it's not the time of year to have babies right now. I know you want them, okay? I know. But we're not gonna have babies. Listen, it costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to feed you guys. It does. Yeah. Costs a lot. Oh, you just gonna lay back and go to sleep. It costs a lot of money to buy your guys' food, your bedding. We're gonna have to put a tin roof on this thing. We gotta do some repairs to the coop, you know. We gotta keep you guys safe, and so we can't have babies right now, okay? Down you go. Got some eggs. Thought maybe you guys want to see Tressa the rooster. Tressa! Hello everybody, welcome to Tuesday! I already vlogged earlier when I went outside. Just early. I ordered pizza and my battery's gonna die. Hopefully it'll stay up for just a second. So I ordered pizza for dinner and I was texting Aunt T. And I was telling her about how, you know, you can block words on YouTube in the comments. And so I, you know, blocked what I could. She's my go-to, you know, word person to know what words to block. Okay. I had to go change my battery. Anyway, so I was talking to Auntie and I'm like, I was telling her how, you know, you have right, you can block certain words. The comment will show up for the person that left it, but I won't ever see it. And I thought they'd go into held, and we tested it out, and it didn't go into held. It wasn't there. And she screenshotted it, and she showed me where it's on her end, like she can, you know, it was left on her end. And so she's like, I want to go delete it. I need to go delete it. And I was like, nobody can see it. Nobody can see it. She's like, well, just in case. So she went and deleted it. But it was just funny that she did that. Anyway, so we're supposed to be getting a hurricane. Aaron. I don't really know when. I know it's like tomorrow, next day, somewhere in there. I really, the last I saw, you know, we're gonna, like, the eye is just gonna go right up, but, you know, what's around it. So we'll probably get some wind. I think they're evacuating, like, Myrtle Beach and all those places, so, yeah, I'm praying for everybody. And I no longer take these hurricane things so lightly as I used to after Helene. Because, again, Helene was just wasn't supposed to really do anything to us, right? It was like, oh, you could get some rain and wind from it. Well, I guess that's what a hurricane is, but you know what I mean. Not like full-fledged, like, hurricane winds and stuff. And so I'm like, we need to fill up some jugs and stick them in the freezer, so in case power goes out, we have stuff keeping our freezer cooler. We can use it as a cooler longer. And I'm trying to get as many orders as I can get done and we're gonna go grocery shopping. We didn't go grocery shopping today. We go grocery, I can't speak. We go grocery shopping every Tuesday. If you didn't know, we go once a week. So once a week we usually hit the thrift store and we go grocery shopping. Other than that, if we forget something or I come up with an idea, we might go, you know, but that's usually on Saturday. But where was I going with this? Oh, that we're gonna go tomorrow because today's grocery shopping day. Today's Tuesday. My husband had to go pick peaches. Peaches are, I think they're towards, you know, we have a couple more weeks of peaches. Peaches have not been great, and that's, you know, one of the bad things about having, you know, a farm and doing this as, you know, your income. It's kind of like, you know, you don't know what the weather's going to do, so you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know if there's going to be frost and kill all your peaches. You don't know if you're going to go through a you know, a dry spell and then all of a sudden it's going to rain forever, and then your peaches are just going to go not good. The rain actually ruined my garden, so I no longer have a garden because of all the rain. And yeah, it rotted like all my cucumbers. Like they got just bugs. They got worms, little worms, because the cucumbers were so soft that just worms. The zucchinis, they just, their roots were just all so soggy, like, because when I, like, all the limbs was like fallen, and then I just ended up like picking it up, and like my hand just kind of went through like the bottom where all the, you know, the stems were. It was just rotted, so everything just went meh, and that's okay. I really wasn't like, I wanted a garden, but everything, you know, just timing. My life is very full. So I just didn't have the correct timing right for, we were going on vacation, I had to do this, we had to do, you know, it's just life, and you know, sometimes you can and sometimes you can't have a garden. And so we did what we could. Journey and I threw seeds in there. We had watermelons growing. There's still another watermelon out there. Whether or not it'll amount to anything, the other watermelon that was growing, when I picked it up, I dropped it, and then it just kind of, and I was like, oh, all right. So my chickens got a good feast out of it. Hold on, I'm texting my husband. If they have it. I ordered pizza, breadsticks, and then I always like to have a cola with preferably cherry Coke, but they don't have cherry Coke. They have cherry Pepsi with my pizza. It has to go together. Some things in life have to go together. But yeah, so that's where my garden is, and I told Journey, I said maybe next year, because you know, like, we'll just grow flowers, just grow flowers everywhere, because that's what I've been really enjoying is my zinnias. And we were out there earlier today and I counted at least 50 zinnia flowers out there I could go pick. So the more you pick them, the more they're, how'd you get down here? There's a fly. Where'd you come from? And why are you down here? Normally, if there's a fly in the house, I know it's in the house, and like, I'm a killer. I'm a fly ninja. But yeah, he is getting off work and going to get pizza. And then he's going to cut grass. I'm going to continue working, trying to get these done. I just found me something else to watch, which is Why Women Kill, or something like that. I have Paramount until like sometime in September. And I was hoping that Aunt T could come down, but she is still waiting, you guys. Why does it feel like they're... Oh, there it is. I feel like there's something in my feeling. There is. Oh! Oh, I'm missing part of the show. Earlier today I filmed it. This little thing fell off my camera, and I don't have pockets, so I just stuck it in my waistband, and it fell down into my leg. That's funny. But there's the fly again. It's funny, there was a fly down here, I think it was this weekend, and I kept seeing it and kept seeing it and kept seeing it. And then yesterday when I came down here, he was in the floor. He was still alive, but I sucked him up with a vacuum cleaner. Can't take that. Oh, but yeah, I'm going to watch this, work on these, and eat pizza.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Jesus loves you.